أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا ونبينا حبيب الله العالمين بالقاسم مصطفى محمد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد وعجل فرجهم. Hello everyone, welcome to the new semester of the second level. I hope that you had enough time during this break, which was good for reviewing the chapters that you had before. If you missed some chapter, it was a good time to review those courses and those chapters. Today, we are going to start the second semester of the second level. Probably 10 to 12 weeks, we're going to have this semester, and then we will finish this level. And hopefully, after that, we can start the third level. Today, we're going to have chapter 78, Surah An.Naba. Obviously, not all of it, only verses 1 to 16. Then, next week, we're going to have the other verses. Before going to before starting actually the chapter, I'm going to ask you if you have any idea about this chapter. How many paragraphs does it have? What is the main topic in this chapter? If you review it, I'll be happy to hear your ideas.
Salam alaikum, Sayyid Khanum.
Salamun alaikum.
I put the section of the surah, I had 1 through 5, and then 6 through 16.
Great, wonderful. And then how about the rest of this chapter?
And then I put 17 through 39, and then just 40 by itself.
Wow, interesting. You did really good. I'm so happy to hear this. Yes, it's correct. Actually, these four paragraphs are the same that you said. But if any of you have any other ideas, and you think that this kind of categorization is not correct, let us know. Then we can talk about it.
Yeah, and I just want to say it was hard. It wasn't easy.
Yeah, of course, it's hard, but you did it really good. I'm happy to hear that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So any other ideas? Nothing. Okay, as Lisa said, yes, it has four paragraphs, and I'm going to explain it a little. Then, when we are working on the verses, I will explain more. We have four paragraphs. The first paragraph is verses 1 to 5, which God is explaining the main topic for this chapter, that it seems people are questioning each other about something. And then God warned them at the first paragraph. Then at the second paragraph, God is explaining some reason to prove whatever that it was in the first paragraph. So first paragraph was about warning and threatening those deniers, and the second paragraph is bringing reason to prove something, which was in the first paragraph. Then the third paragraph mainly talks about that topic which was denied in the first paragraph, and God brought some reason to prove it in the second paragraph. Then that great news, Naba al-Azim, that great news is going to be actually described in the third paragraph. And then fourth paragraph is a kind of a conclusion for the whole chapter. You know, when you write, like, for example, the scientific papers, when you write a paper, you have like the reasons, you provide like explanation, definition, your experiments, the result, and all of it. Then at the end of it, you have a conclusion to explain all of it together in a like 2, 3 short paragraph. This verse 40 at the fourth paragraph is like that, and it's just a conclusion for the whole chapter. It's going to tell us what was the purpose for providing verses 1 to 39. Is it okay? Is there any question in this part? Are we good? Okay, so let's start our study on this chapter to see what is the story of this chapter. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the entirely beneficent, the ever merciful. عَمَّ يَتَسَاءَلُونَ. What are they asking one another about? يَتَسَاءَلُونَ means asking or questioning one another. People are questioning each other. People are talking together like 5, 10, 20 of people. They're not questioning one person. They are talking to each other and they are questioning each other. They're questioning one another and they are talking about, they have some question about something. An-Naba al-Azim. What is that thing? That thing is described as the great news or Naba al-Azim at the second verse. Naba is actually means news, and the name of this chapter is Naba because of this word, which is here in the second verse. So now God is questioning the other people, not questioning those people. So the question at the first verse is not what are you asking one another about. He is talking to us. God is talking to us or the other audience, like the third group. And God is talking to the other side and saying that what are they asking one another about? About the great news? It's a kind of a question that it's not a real question. It's kind of blaming them, and it has a kind of a surprise a tone in it. It's like with a surprising God is asking. It's so weird that they are questioning one another about that great news. And it's actually, and it's also a kind of a technique to attract them, to tell them that you are doing something very wrong. And God is not talking to them directly, talking to the other side to attract them, to kind of blame them and attract them, and saying that what are they asking one another? It's so weird about that great news. That great news is very obvious. Why are they asking each other? الذي هم فيه مختلفون. That which they differ about. مختلفون means they have different thoughts and different questions about that. Based on this three verses, we can find out that they are trying to deny that great news. We don't know yet what is that great news. We will find it out based on the rest of this chapter. Uh, they are asking one another, but not asking like a group of them believe in it, the other group doesn't believe in it. It's actually they all disagree with it and they all want to deny it and they all want to bring different reason to attack that great news, to deny it from different point of view. Like this مختلفون differ about, it doesn't mean that some of them believe in that great news, some of them does not believe in it. It means they all actually they're all denying it, but from different point of view. They are different from their denial, about their denial. How can I say that? And how do I know that? It's because of the next verse that it says, كَلَّا سَيَعْلَمُونَ. Definitely not. They will soon know. سيعلمون, which means they will know soon. It's not that far. In the near future, they will know. And kalla at the beginning of this verse is rejecting whatever that it was before that. Whatever that it was before that, those verses that it was before that, God is rejecting it. And God is saying, definitely not. Definitely not. All of those thoughts that you brought from different point of view, all of those stuff and all of those different reasons that you are bringing to deny the great news, they're all rejected and they're not acceptable. None of those reasons are acceptable, and you will know soon. They will know soon. It's a kind of a warning and threatening. Imagine that I am telling you about a group that they are coming to our class and they want to attack us. And you don't believe in me. You are just sitting in your place and you are just looking at me, why people should attack us and this stuff. And I say, come on, they're coming. They're very close to us, but you are just still looking at me and you don't care about what I am warning you. Then I would say, okay, you can sit and watch. They will come and you will see them soon. And this is a kind of threaten and warning that you will see it when it happened, when that great news that you are denying it, when that thing happened, then you will see it, you will know. This is a warning to tell people that that great news is not deniable and you will see it now. And what does it mean that they will see, they will soon know? It means when people die, and death is not far from us. Every human will die, of course, and death is not that far from us. Maybe in 10 years, 12 years, maybe next day, maybe in 100 years, but it's not that far. And death is close to us and it's going to happen. And everyone, when every person died, then they can see, they can know and they will see that this great news was truth and it wasn't a lie. And next verse, ثم كلا سيعلمون. Then definitely not. They will soon know. So ثم at the beginning of it means again or then. And it means that it wants to emphasize on the fourth verse and it wants to repeat it again and then to put more emphasis on it. The other interpretation said that this verse 5, is actually about the day of resurrection. The verse 4 means when you die, you will see something. And then at the day of resurrection, at the verse 5, then you will see more. So that can be accepted, and both definition are true. I mean, we can say verse 4th and 5th, both of them are talking about the death, and it means when you die, you will see, and you will see that great news was truth. And the other definition means when you die, verse 4th, when you die, you will see, and it's not far from you. You will soon know, you will soon see. And then after that, ثم كلا سيعلمون, at the verse 5, it means after that, in the day of resurrection, you will see more and you will know that the great news is truth and it wasn't deniable, but you deny it. So these verses, verse 1 to 5, kind of open the main topic of this chapter for us. And it's telling us that some people are talking about a great news, which based on the rest of the chapter, we can see that this is Yawmul Fasl, the day of separation, which we became familiar with it from the Surah Al-Mursalat, chapter 77, which we had it before this chapter. A group of people are trying to deny the day of separation, and it is described as the great news in this chapter, but they are trying to bring different reason to say that the great news is not gonna happen. This is just a lie. What are their reason to reject this great news? Like, may some of them may say that like God doesn't have enough power to recreate us. The other group may say like God doesn't have enough knowledge and he cannot see all of our activities to punish us on the other life based on that. The other group may say, what is the necessity of having the day of judgment or the day of separation? We're going to be in this life, and then after that, everything's gone. We're going to die, and we're going to be converted into soil, and nothing is going to remain from our dead body, even. So, different point of view, different reason to just reject this great news. God told us about this topic, and the main reason that God sent down these verses 1 to 5 is this, that people were trying to bring different reason to deny the great news, and they were different about their reasons to deny the great news. And then God warned them in this paragraph, and God only told them that you will see soon, and that's it. Um, and the reason of the bringing a warning is because human is not only thought, human is not only about the brain and about the mind and about the ideologies. We have our feeling, and of course, God provided many reasons in different chapters of Quran and also in this chapter to prove the day of separation, to prove His power, to prove His knowledge. But these are proofs, and these are actually working on our mind. These are some verses which are related to our thoughts. But beside that, human has feelings, and we have different attributes and different dimensions. So, beside all of those reasons, God treated human in these two verses, verses 4 and 5, to kind of work on the other attribute of human. Bringing reason alone is not enough. We have to be warned also, to be fearful, to think about that difficult day, to think about the day of separation. And the name of the day of separation is by itself very important. It's kind of there is even warning in this name. The day of separation, you're going to be separated, you're going to be divided into two major groups. And we will see at the rest of this chapter that the main topic is actually that Yawmul Fasl, the day of separation. So this paragraph was mainly for warning and threatening the human, just by saying that you will soon know and you will soon see everything. That is enough. If people are fearful and if people are thoughtful, they will be warned by this and they will think about it. What if I died and really this this great news happened? Then what can I do? Like yeah, that's important, and God is working on the and our feeling in these two verses to warn us. So this was the first paragraph. Now we can say that the reason that God sent down this paragraph was because of this kind of a question in the society. People in a society or in all societies, even these days, people are talking about the possibility and necessity of the day of resurrection. And some people are denying it, and those people who are deniers, they are trying to bring different reason. So God sent down this paragraph first to warn people and tell them that you will see it soon, and also bringing this question that amma yatasaalun, what they are asking one another about, to kind of blame them that this great news that you are questioning each other about it, it's like happening and you will see it soon. What is the main goal of this paragraph? Rejecting denial questions about the great news of the day of separation. They do not need to question each other about the day of separation. The truth will be revealed and they will become aware of it. So the day of separation, I bring it from the other verses, which we will see it at the third paragraph, that the main topic of this chapter is the day of separation, and the main topic of this paragraph is rejecting denial questions about the great news of the day of separation. If you have any question about the first paragraph, you can ask your question, then we will go to the second paragraph. Any question, I think? Okay, so we saw that in the first paragraph, God warned us and threatened us, and He just told us that you will die and you will see it soon. And then after that, He is bringing several reasons, which is mainly working on our thoughts and our own mind. Because as I said, human has different attributes and different dimensions of feeling and thoughts and willings and this stuff. And now God is talking about some reason, some logical reason to prove his power and to prove his knowledge and to prove his lordship on the about the creations and about the world. أَلَمْ نَجْعَلِ الْأَرْضَ مِهَادًا. Have we not made the earth a suitable place, like a cradle? Mehad at the end of this verse. Alam naj'al al-arda mehada. Mehad means cradle. It means somewhere which is suitable and safe and secure, that you can rest on it or you can live in it. Like the earth is created in a way that it's a suitable place to live in it. So God is telling us that we did this. And as I explained before, when God is saying we instead of I, He is trying to tell us about like the almighty power that He has, and also about all of the angels and all of those things that God is doing the creation through them, not based on them, not depend on them, but through them. Like even the parents, God is doing this creation of the human through the parents and through many things. So when God is saying we, it means all of these actually angels and everything that God is doing the creation through them. وَالْجَبَالَ أَوْتَادًا, and the mountains as a stake. So this earth, which I describe it at the sixth verse as a cradle and as a suitable place, is also protected by the mountains. Mountains is described as a stake or pin in different verses of Quran. Quran is telling us that mountains are like the pin or stake that they are protecting the earth, and the earth by itself cannot stay still without those pins and without those mountains. Those mountains are kind of protecting the earth. So God is telling us that I also used the mountains to protect this earth, to make it strong and firm. وَخَلَقْنَاكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا, and we created you in pairs. Azwaj means pair. It means all of you, you are pair, like even the plant and the trees and all of it. These are in the pairs. And God is mentioning this because He wanted to tell us that I had a great plan about the creation. And the creation is happening through the pairs. And these pairs are a kind of a kind of a link for continuing the creation. وَجَعَلْنَا نَوْمَكُمْ سُبَاتًا, and we made your sleep for rest. And God is mentioning another blessing that He provided for us, and another thing that is a kind of a symbol for His wisdom and for His great design about this creation. And God is telling us that your sleep is a wonderful blessing that I gave it to you, and I provide this kind of stuff for you, like in pairs and sleep and also mountain, earth. All of these things are a symbol of the power and wisdom. Specifically verse 6 and 7, there are symbols of God's power, and verse 8, 9, and the other verses after this, these are a symbol of God's wisdom and His great design on the creation. So sleep by itself is a wonderful blessing that without sleeping, the life would be very difficult for human. When we sleep, we have enough rest. And everything in our body is kind of a refresh, and then we will continue the other activities, our activities. وَجَعَلْنَا اللَّيْلَ لِبَاسًا, and we made the night as a covering. A cover for the night is a kind of a description to tell us that night is like a cover that it's like a blanket that covers everything. It's like a cloth. Lebasan by itself means clothes and or covering, and it covers everything to bring peace and calm and this kind of stuff to provide you a good time for rest. It's kind of related to the verse 9 before that. And if you ask those people who are in the, like for example in North Pole, when those time that there's only daytime, it's really difficult for them. One of my friend was there, and she told me that we provided a dark room in our basement, and during the nighttime we go to the basement to have some rest, just to have a dark place to rest in it. So this sleep and the nighttime, these are actually um, um, great blessings from God that we don't notice it. There are many blessings in our life that unfortunately we don't notice them, and it's been many times recommended that if you feel you are disconnected from God, and if you want to be connected with Him, and if you want to have a good feeling talking with God, just think about all of those blessings that God gave us. And it's going to give you a really great feeling, and you'll be connected with God. You'll be connected much and much better. And just thinking about these blessings, and try to count them. You cannot count them, obviously, but try to start from those tiny stuff that we don't notice and we don't think about them as a blessing. Generally, when we say that God is blessing us, we think about those big stuff like I am healthy, I have a family, I have food, I have a house. Yes, these are all blessing, but plus these are just main blessing that we think about them and we notice them. But those tiny blessings that we really don't think about them and we don't notice them, those are not tiny by itself. We just think that, oh, sleep, it's not a blessing, or like nighttime, it's not a blessing. But if you think about them, you will find out that these are not tiny, these are not insignificant. And when you think about it, you will be more and more connected to God. And like old days specifically, these days these things is gonna happen less and less, but old days, specifically Islamic scholars, they went to travel to a journey to the nature and stay in the nature, just look at the skies and look at the plants and trees and these stuff to be connected. And this by itself, studying the nature and being connected with it by itself can be a pray. And you can do pray by looking at the nature, which God is kind of taking us to a short trip into the nature. And He is mentioning some of these blessings to remind us about His power and about His wisdom. Of course, His power and His wisdom is much above our understanding. But just to talk in our level, He provided these verses to talk based on the level of our understanding, and He invited us to study our nature and our surround and think about them and look at them carefully and think about the power and the wisdom which was behind this creation. And then next verse. وَجَعَلْنَا النَّهَارَ مَعَاشًا. So after the night time that you had enough rest and you sleep well, then there is daytime, and we made the day for livelihood. And during the day, people do their activities, and they are trying for livelihood. This is another blessing. Okay, let me move a little this to have the whole verse. Okay, it's fine. وَبَنَيْنَا فَوْقَكُمْ سَبْعًا شِدَادًا, and we constructed above you 7 strong skies. سَبْعًا شِدَادًا, and we have it in other verses in Quran like سَبْعَ تَرَائِقْ, which means 7 paths or 7 ways. 7 paths means these skies are like paths and they are connecting the earth to the God's throne. God's throne is not something physical. It's actually the place of God, actually God's order. It's the place that the God's order are issued. And God's throne and the earth, there are 7 sky between them. And these 7 skies are like paths that they connect earth to the God's throne. God is telling us that all of these stuff that is on the earth, and I provided for you, and I made the earth a suitable place, and with the mountains and with all of those creation and about the sleep, nighttime, daytime, all of these stuff on the earth is not gonna be only for a limited time and for being on the earth in a limited time, and it's not only limited to the physical world. This physical world is connected to the God's throne through these 7 strong skies. وَجَعَلْنَا سِرَاجًا وَهَّاجًا, and on this sky, at the first sky, actually, and we made therein a burning lamp, سِرَاجًا وَهَّاجًا, which is about the sun. Sun is described as a burning lamp, and burning is kind of a good for wahaja. Wahaja means a light that is coming out and illuminating from a material which is burning, and because of the burning and because of the high temperature, it's emitting light. Okay, so Sarajan Wahaja means this. It means that the sun by itself is a very hot material and it's burning, it's blazing, and because of that burn and because of that blazing and because of those, because of the high temperature, it's emitting light. And it's like a lamp that it's emitting. With sun is described like this in Quran, and moon is described as something which reflects the light from the sun. Okay, so sun by itself is emitting light because of the burning materials, but moon is described as something that reflect the light from the sun. So, and God is telling us that this burning lamp, which I put it in the sky, is providing for you energy and many things that all this stuff on the earth is using that energy. وَأَنزَلْنَا مِنَ الْمُعْصِرَاتِ مَاءً ثَجَّاجًا, and we sent down from the rain clouds pouring water. Ma'an thajjaja. Ma means water, and thajjaja means pouring water. So from these clouds, from the rain clouds, we provided water for you, and everything on the earth needs that water. لنخرج به حبا ونباتا. To do what with that water? What we are going to do with it? That we may bring forth thereby grain and vegetation. With that water, everything on the earth can grow like the grain and vegetations, and we provided this blessing for you through this water. وَجَنَّاتٍ أَلْفَافًا, and entwined gardens. And these jannat, these gardens, which are magnificent, and many of them, and they are entwined. There are many of them just entwined together, and we provided all of those stuff by this water, which we sent down through the clouds. So these verses, verses 6 to 16, they are kind of bringing different reason and inviting us to think about our nature, to study about the nature and look at the nature as a symbol of God's power and wisdom and his knowledge. And of course, God has enough power to recreate us as he created us from the beginning, as he created this magnificent creation as he created all of us and the earth and the mountain and daytime, nighttime. He considered all of our needs and he provided everything for us. And it doesn't make any sense that with this great, magnificent creation, he just created us without any purpose, and there is no purpose behind it, and he created us without any reason, and after we are dead, we are gone, and there's not going to be anything after that. Also, if he doesn't have power and wisdom, so this organization and this arrangement wouldn't be possible. These are all possible because of his power and his knowledge. So these verses was actually different reason to prove those people that God has enough knowledge, power, and everything, and because they were questioning from different point of view and they were trying to deny the day of separation from different point of view, God provided these verses only to bring some reason. And we saw in other chapters also that God provided the other reasons to prove it that He has power to recreated us. And you may think about this in this point that why there are so many chapters in Quran that they're all about the day of resurrection or the day of separation. I have to answer that this is probably um, the main foundation and the main base for us to believe in God and try to behave. If we do not believe in the day of resurrection, then why should we behave? Why should I follow the religious orders? And the most important motivation and the most important probably the most important part of our ideology should be this, that if we do not believe in the day of resurrection, we may even deny God. I mean, we may even say that there is no God. And this is kind of supporting all of those ideas. And without believing in the day of resurrection, without believing in the day of judgment, that I am going to be judged one day, we do not behave, we do not follow the religious orders, we do not follow the prophets. And the main thing that is encouraging people to try to be a good person is believing in the day of judgment and believe it deeply. I mean, from different point of view. So because of that, God sent down many chapters to kind of cover all of the question, to answer all of the question in this field, to answer all of the question related to the day of resurrection. And at the point that we believe in it deeply in our heart, then the other problem is solved. Then following a religion with all of those difficult orders is not difficult anymore because we believe that this temporary life is not important and we are going to be rewarded on the other side or we are going to be punished on the other side. And because of that, God sent down all of these chapters. And of course, because people have different thoughts and different features and different characters, so God provided different chapters with different reasons, with different literature, with different say with different description to convince all of them, to convince all of the audience that of course there is a day of judgment, there is the day of resurrection. So now we can have a conclusion on this paragraph. What was the main reason that God sent down this paragraph? People have some questions. It might be their real question, or they may be only looking for excuse and this stuff to make fun and this stuff. But there are some questions in the societies, and these questions are from different point of view about God's power, God's wisdom, about the possibility of the day of judgment, about the necessity of the day of judgment, and this stuff. So God sent down these verses to answer those questions, to bring reason for it, to bring reason. These are only reasons, kind of a, we can say, logical reason, which is related to our mind, which is related to actually our thoughts. So God sent down these verses. How did he answer those questions? By bringing some evidence from the nature, from the creation, and invite us to think about all of these blessings and to go to the nature and look at them. When it's nighttime, go to them and to go to the yard and look at the skies and think about those magnificent stars and that sky, and think about the daytime, think about the sleep time, and think about all of these stuff, that these are all great blessings from God. And the main goal of this paragraph is this proving the possibility and necessity of the day of separation. It is possible because God has enough power, knowledge, and this stuff, and it's necessary, and it should happen. I mean, about the necessity of it, because without the day of resurrection, we should say that creating all of this stuff was just useless and there is no goal behind it. So creation is a clear proof of God's knowledge, power, and wisdom, and a clear proof of the possibility and necessity of the resurrection. So this was the second paragraph. If you have any question about this paragraph, you can ask your question. So we can listen to the recitation of this chapter. Then we will have the other verses next week. I have to stop the recording. It shouldn't be in the recording. So